Welcome to Career Genius. In this video, we're going to talk about how to ace those Zoom interviews and basically any video interviews at all. I'm going to explain how I set the scene technically and how I prepare mentally to successfully pass those interviews and leave a really strong impression on the interviewer, and how you can do the same thing after watching this short video. Even that video interview sounds pretty easy, like what's the difference between the real one and the video one, or maybe the call, right? It's not exactly the same. That people told me, or I saw myself on my video interviews after watching them again and again, and after changing my behavior, and they helped me really improve. So when I talk about technical aspects of setting the scene, what I mean really is how to prepare all the subjects around you, your light, your camera, the sound, how you set up your background, how you prepare your notes, all of that stuff. While you're preparing to the video interview, there are several things that you want to think about. One of the main things that I try to think through before I get to that interview is what I'm gonna need there. Because if you really think about it for a second, when the camera is on and another person is there and you have an interview, you cannot really say, oh, 1 second, I'm gonna do something. So you don't wanna distract yourself and distract the interviewer by just standing and doing things around your house. So several times it happened to me. I really didn't want to break that connection because I felt like we have this. So what happened to me once is I'm having an interview, everything goes great, everyone is smiling, I'm talking about myself, I'm telling about my strengths, I'm all into that story, and I'm trying to be focused, and it is super hot outside. And somehow before the interview I just switched off the air conditioner. So I'm sitting there, amazing energy, everything is perfect, and what I have in my mind, instead of being focused on my story and how to present myself, where is the remote for the air conditioner? So you would say that I could just say 1 second and just go and get it, right? But the thing is that the energy in the interview would have been completely different when I would come back. I'm truly believe in not interrupting the interview. It's like, think about it. When you come to an office and you have a real interview there, you would not really want to just to stand up and go around and take things and come back and just proceed. It's just not appropriate. Same thing about video. Why to make a person wait? So have your water, have your tea. If you have coffee, by the way, just remember to have a glass of water afterwards. Just put it there, because coffee actually gets all the water out of the organism, you start sweating more. And yes, it makes you more energetic, it makes you really nailing it. For a lot of people, it makes them really focused. But then it's just draining all the water out, and you're sitting there and you only want to drink and you really don't want to stand up again. And it's just not comfortable. So if you're having your coffee, this is amazing. Just put a glass of water just for you to have it. So it's drinks. I hope it's really obvious that you shouldn't chew a gum or have any snacks there, just try to eat maybe something beforehand. Have a paper and a pen just in case you need to write down things. And what I really would recommend to do while you're preparing to the interview, write on the stickers or on pieces of paper short answers to all the regular questions, like tell me about yourself and your weaknesses and anything you can think of as a standard interview question. Just write it down. Don't write down like the whole sentence, because you will be tempted to read it, actually the whole thing, and you will look at your notes instead of looking in the camera. But write pointers, and what I do, I put them on stickers, and I have those stickers, and I have those stickers around me, and I put those stickers on the screen, so that I really don't look here or I look here. I will just look at the camera and then to the sticker and then back. It's a really nice technique if you don't want a person to know that you're reading something or you have something prepared, and it will make your answer look very flawless and strong. Another, maybe the main important tip is look right inside the camera. Not all the time, but like 80% of the time. And by looking at that camera, you make them feel as if they're having a real conversation. So that's amazing. Very important here also not to look at your image. A lot of people make this mistake. I made this mistake myself all the time. It's basically very seen, when you're just looking somewhere there and you're talking to something and you're trying to fix your hair all the time instead of just having a really nice communication. Did you feel it right now? It just looked really off when I looked there and tried to do something like that with my hair. It's a completely different perception when a person is looking into the camera. At some point I just started to put those stickers when I write about my strengths right on the the screen, you know, instead of my face. So basically, if I'm tempted to look at myself, I cannot. And at the same time, there is information that I really need to use in the interview. So win-win. Another really crucial thing is lighting. It can basically make the whole difference. So try to find a spot in your home when the light comes really into your face, maybe with a little degree, like for example as you see in this video, and just play with it before the interview. So about the light, let me actually take my camera now with me, and I will go to several parts of my apartment and I will show you how I do this setup. You can just take your Zoom, you can get into the Zoom conversation, only you, and just check it out, you know, just take the computer and literally physically go and with a computer like that in your home, okay, and try to understand what's the best environment for you, what's the best light for you. So let's go. So let me show you how I choose the lighting for my Zoom calls. First of all, if I'm sitting with my back to the window, this can be really unflattering, and people do that a lot, you know. They think that wow, there is this amazing back scene, you know, I'm gonna just sit with my back. No, don't do that, especially if you don't have the light coming from here. If you have a light coming from here and a little bit window from the back, that can be actually an amazing thing. But if it's only from there, you know, really don't do that, because it makes you look very mysterious, and you really don't want to look mysterious when you're talking to your future bosses. So you see, as part of my face really has no light in there, and it looks really weird, so don't do that. Then if the light comes from this part, you know, even that now there is less light from outside, if the light comes from this part, this is basically a really nice setting. This is a very flattering light for me. Maybe this one even would be a really nice setting for me. I'm having a light from here. I would use actually another light maybe from here, but it really depends if you have such a setting at home or not. But this light can be really nice, you know, it's flattering, especially if it's in the middle of the day. But really just think about the hours, okay? And if the light is going to go off, play with inner light of your room, or maybe even plan to move, but have another place in your room really prepared for that. Now let's have one more little trip. For example, if I have a light right over my face, you know, right here from the top, this makes my face look really older and tired, and just don't do that. Just take your computer, you know, and walk around the house and look at the light, how it's lighting your face, and look what you have in the background, because these three surfboards don't really look well if you're having an interview, you know. It doesn't make you look very professional. Don't have just the white wall there. It looks a little bit claustrophobic, so just don't do that. It looks like maybe you're sitting on your bed or whatever. One last little tip to the light. You actually have to check the conditions with the sun and without the sun. Maybe even try to do it the day before. So if you have 15 minutes before the interview, just close the window, okay, switch on the light and see if the setting still fits you. The worst thing that can happen is you sitting there without the sun, or the sun now coming only from the back, which makes you a little bit like Dracula vibe. No need to get overwhelmed about it, but just, you know, check out everything that you can before the interview. So another thing, you know, in advertising, they say that sound is 80% of the video. So think about it, there is not much difference between the ad and basically your video. You want to sound really good, okay? Because like people not only consume the information through their eyes, they consume it with ears, and if the quality of video is really good and you're talking really nicely and the voice is soft, there are just more chances that the interviewer is gonna like you. He even is not gonna think about it. Wow, that sounded so cool, right? But there will be something very, very significant that will tell him quality. And I know that nowadays it's not always possible to have the really nice internet or the nice quality of video. The internet is not always there. All we can do is adjust, and all we can do is come as prepared as we can. Just check your sound before, maybe having a conversation with a friend on Zoom. I would even think about buying a microphone that you can put here, okay, which is kind of invisible, that will make your sound more quality. It's not a necessity, but it's a really nice thing to do. A little bit about the background. Several quick things. What you want to avoid here is to have the whole living room, you know, on the backwards, or kids' room, you know, some disorganized mess. But at the same time, you really want to avoid just having this blank wall around you. So just basically build your environment, have something professional, have maybe a painting or a lamp, or just maybe you put a table and put a cup there. Sometimes these small details can help create the illusion of really professional environment. Well, of course, in the frame of the working from home, but still you want to look as professional as you can. So try to adjust not only yourself but the background. So talking about yourself, obviously outfit matters. And I know that in Zoom interviews, a lot of people just put something really official here and then just have pajama pants there. So I have two thoughts about it. First, this is something that helped me to feel way more comfortable in interviews and basically just feel way more myself. The clothes that I really feel comfortable with, not the office pants and everything very strict, but just to have something nice to my body. At the same time, I even sit sometimes in a really different way than just the normal office conversation. I would move like this. I would move like this. Anything basically that is not seen from here below. I can move around, I can move my legs, I can feel comfortable, and this basically gives a lot more confidence, and when you just feel comfortable, you can feel relaxed, there is a huge difference. No need to just sit like that as a zombie. Of course, just hold yourself, but to do these things, it really makes you, me specifically, feel way more confident and way more relaxed, and the conversation is flowing way better. But as I said, I have two thoughts. This is the second one. Really don't do the pajama thing, because you don't really know what's gonna happen. Maybe you will have to stand up at some point, though I highly don't recommend, but life happens, things happen. Maybe your dog will start really barking like crazy at some point and you will have to reduce the damage. Or maybe you will just have to go to the toilet immediately. Nothing will be able to stop you. It doesn't really matter. It is okay to interrupt sometimes when you have no other choice. But when you're interrupting and at the same time you look like this, well, this is a little bit ridiculous. It can actually ruin the whole interview. So just think about it in advance, be comfortable, not too comfortable. So that would be it. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you want more of information like that. In this channel, I'm gonna cover not only technical job search things and tips and hacks, but also the way you feel, the way you represent yourself, how to get ready mentally for interviews, and how to make this marathon not as exhausting as it sometimes might be. So if you want more tips on job search and career advice, subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.